Hey y'all, we're back and we're back to talk about Love is Blind episode 10. All right. So this episode starts off with Nick and Annie, and she keeps asking him for a kiss. And I'm just like, okay, give me more, give me more, give me more. Let's keep going. So he asked her if she wants to know anything about his talk with Kate. And she was like, I mean, no. I mean, unless there's something that you feel like you want to tell me. And I'm like, girl, you really want to know. So just tell that man that you want to know. So he says that he apologized to her and she took it pretty well, right? And she was like, you sure? And he's like, what? You think I'm holding something back from you? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, what? And she says, well, I don't think that you love me as much as I love you. And I'm so confused because I thought that we were talking about he and Kate's conversation and the fact that he was holding something back from the conversation he was having with Kate. All right. So, anywho, because this girl gets on my, I was just, anywho. So, Nick, pretty much, in my personal, I just feel like Nick is sick of this bitch. Okay. Me and Nick see each other just a little piece. He's sick of this bitch. Okay. Let me also say this, though. When Annie talks about Nick not loving her as much as him, we all have said that Nick is suspect, or at least majority of us have felt like Nick is really suspect. I mean, even when you listen to some of the cast members like Allie and Madison, they both have kind of highlighted the fact that a lot of people don't like him within the crew. They highlighted the fact that he is calculated. He's not really a genuine person. So Nick very well could be giving off some type of energy with with Annie that shows that he doesn't love her as much as she loves him, but at the same time she just makes it that much more weird though. Right? It's just the constant I love you, I love you, I love the fuck out of you, I love you, I love you. It's just kind of like you have to love me because I love you. And it's just really weird. It's really weird to me. Anywho, so he's trying to he says that he's trying, what more does she want him to do? And so she says, I'm just trying to understand you. And I'm like, are you? Are you trying to understand him? Really? Then she says that she's happy, and I'm like, you're trying to understand him, but you're happy. But then you also just said that you don't think the man love you as much as you love him. Hurry up and break up. Hurry up and break up. This ain't going nowhere, baby. Hurry up and break this up, okay? So she keeps saying, I love you. I love you so much. I love you. I love you so much. No, so much I love you. No, I love you much, love you so. And I'm just like, girl, it's high school. It's giving 16, 17-year-olds. It's giving childish. Something about it. Okay. So he pinky promises her for whatever reason, and then she says that this is new, he's never been there for her after he just told you. This girl said, this is new, you've never been there for me before, after he just sat up there and told you that he spent 5 hours down there at your shop helping you for the day, but he hasn't been there for you. Like, in what way? How else do you need him to show up for you with your drunk ass? Sorry, do you want him to show up for you like Madison was trying to do with Joe when he was drunk as fuck? Possibly. I mean, or really, not really. Madison wasn't really trying to show up for real. But what do you want him to do? Hold your hair while you're throwing up in the damn toilet or something? Like, what do you want? How do you want him to really, be there for you or whatever? Anywho, in this clip or this scene between the two of them, for me, Miss Girl gave high. She gave that she was on a substance. Okay. I don't know if this woman was drinking or something else, but she was giving every bit of disheveled, and I'm sick of her. Now, Anton and Allie, they're over there chatting. She doesn't like that his bestie came by because she didn't think that, or at least she feels like he's a bad influence on her, right? So when she learns that, oh yeah, such and such stopped by, whatever the case is, she's like, what, here? He came in our house? I know he did. Like, hell, he did come up here. Right? And it's like, ma'am, unfortunately, I mean, you could try. You could try. You could try. You could try. I was thinking to myself that you're not going to be able to divide this friendship, but you can try, and she just might win, right? She could potentially come in between that friendship where he stops hanging out with the friend and stuff. That may be part of the reason why she wants them to relocate to Miami or whatever the case is. That may also put a wedge in between the friendship. But girl, if you're learning that this man goes out all the time and he likes to go to strip clubs and this and that, and you about to take him down there to Miami, where it's turn up city, and you think he's gonna be in the house with you like that, girl, please. I don't even think you gonna be in the house like that. Girl, please. This man down there in a piece of Denver, showing his R's when he's single. And I do believe he's gonna be doing the same once he's married to you. And you're gonna take him to Miami? Y'all would move to Miami? Okay, well, Okay, go down there to that lion's den. So she tells him, well, first of all, she highlights the fact that he's been drinking, right? And how he's been going to work. And once he's done with work, he's having different beers or whatever, right? So once he goes to work, I think he has like two beers or something a day. For me, I don't drink beer. I'm not a drinker for real. I'm like one of those occasional people when I'm out with my friends. Let me get a piece of wine, girl. Maybe get me a piece of margarita. Maybe like that. I don't really drink like that. And then even when I do go, my friends always complain because I don't finish my drinks. Like that's just not my stilo, and it's no shame to nobody else. I have a little piece here or there, but it sounds dangerous to me to be drinking every single day, to have two beers, but it seems like he may have built up a high tolerance for it. So I don't know. And we're not seeing him act erratic. And that's crazy. We may have seen him grab a beer or whatever the case is. But what's interesting is the fact that, well, no, I ain't gonna say that. What I will say is they highlight him drinking more, but they don't highlight any like weird behavior in my personal. Whereas they don't do much highlighting on Jordan and Joe, but we seen them at their highest with they little, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about him drinking a lot because it may not be that big of a deal, but she may be making it that big of a deal. And Allie strikes me as that type of person that wants things her way. She will make a big deal out of everything. But if he told her you getting too much damn Botox, she wouldn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And she may feel like my Botox isn't affecting you. Well, neither is my damn drinking. I mean, I ain't going upside your head or doing none of that. But I do understand her standpoint of that if it's coming from a place of him potentially harming his organs or something because he's drinking so much. But that was a concern of hers. She don't know if she could deal with somebody that's going to be drinking every day. So he says, that how about this? I won't drink for a whole week because you seem to be thinking that drinking for me is a problem. Drinking for me is not a problem. Okay? It's not a problem. It's not a pattern. I'm good. Okay, that's what he say, but I don't know. I honestly, if you've gotten in the routine of an everyday basis, you come home, you have two beers, you chill out, you relax, and that honestly is what a lot of people do when they get off work. Like if you're getting off work at 5 in the afternoon, 6, 7, 8, 9, some people will go and do. They'll go have them some beers, maybe two or whatever they do. So he's just kind of doing the same thing. It just looks a little odd because he's doing it like first thing in the morning, even though that's really his night to a lot of people, right? Um but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you've made this a habit, I don't think that you could go a week or two without drinking. So it might be a piece of a problem. I don't know. I don't know. Good luck, child. So Allie asked him, why is he being like this right now? And I'm like, Allie, you always ask him questions that may agitate him or say things that makes him uncomfortable and then turn around and ask him why he's being like that. Like BIT, he's like that because of what you said. And instead of saying what he really want to say to your ass, he's being mindful of what it is that he says, and he just takes in and processes how you feel and what you have to say. Right? That's really, to me, what's going on. So she goes on to ask him, like, why are you acting like that right now? And I just pretty much said, because girl, you over there complaining, right? And I'm like, so I think he ended up asking her something about her cleaning up or something. I think at some point they get to that, because in my head I'm like, so we'll get to it. So anywho, she says that if it's an issue, then say that it's an issue, right? And I wasn't sure what she was talking about. If she like, what are you talking about? Like, if it's an issue, because I think he did bring up her cleaning, right? I think he did bring up her cleaning or something like that. Like, it's okay for you to not clean or something like that. And she was like, well, yes, it is okay for me to not clean because that's me. That's who I am. That's how I've been. And I'm like, so it's okay for you to not do better, but it's not okay for him to not do better. I don't think that's cool. Now, if he sat up there and didn't do your damn laundry or clean up, you'll be mad as hell about it. Anywho, so then she says that if it's an issue, just say that it's an issue or whatever. And so that's what they got going on. He also pretty much I felt he wasn't really keeping it completely real with her about how much he drinks, right? He feels like he can control it. but it is what it is. He never tells her what's really on his mind because he always says everything that bothers him is fine. I said, if he's telling you everything that bothers him is fine, because he doesn't want to talk about it, I feel like he's going to ultimately end up resenting her at a later time. So he says he's been real, he says he's been real. He's been genuine with her, and he asked for her to do the same thing when it comes to him. He feels like she's the right person for him to be with. But if she feels like he's not the right person for her, then he'll respect it if she decides to walk away. Right. Allie comes off to me, she just could be a bit unreasonable, I feel. I mean, I understand her wanting to be in her soft girl era and not wanting to do things, but it's somebody. I don't know. Maybe it's the person that she's asking. I don't know, but good luck to them. Edmond and KB. So she's wondering why she always got to be the one to break the ice, because she got mad at Edmond last night for how he reacted to Annie saying that Nick was perfect and stuff. So she didn't like that, and he says that he tried to talk to her last night, and then he kind of laughed at it. Okay. And it was given to me. Shit, you told me not to say nothing to you last night. So I ain't for to say shit to you. I ain't got nothing to say. Right? So he kind of laughed. She said, "Oh, so it's funny?" And he said, "You told me not to talk to you." Okay. So she's tired of his lack of accountability. And then she breaks down the flow of her day and how he really wasn't there to support her. She was running errands and stuff, and she called him, reached out to him for him to just run up the street to Ross, collect a few things for them, so that when she get back to the house, it could be easier for her to just do what she got to do, and they don't have to be late. They can leave on time and stuff. But he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that because I got stuff that I got to do too. Like I need to cut my hair, and I need to do this, and I need to do that." And he just, to me, was not being a team player in that moment. So I definitely understood her frustration about that day. Like, I already was irritated with y'all as earlier that day, right? But as the day progressed, I just let it go. Like, we're going to push forward. We're going to have a good time, whatever the case is. And then you piss me off again. So I understand a bit of, her frustration, right? So she does feel like he's not helping her lighten her load. Like, when I think of a marriage, I think of a man coming in and helping me out, lighten my load and stuff. And I understand that too. But KB, I also feel like this is why I can't be in all full support of KB, because I feel like you knew what you was getting when you signed up. I feel like you signed up to be with this man because you thought that you would be able to raise this man. Like, that's what it's giving. Because like I told y'all from the beginning, when I see these two together, it's giving mother and son. Right? So KB going on and on. The fact that she's going on and telling him her thoughts and all of this stuff, I'm not gonna hold y'all, bitch. I tuned her out. Like, I just started to tune her out. Like, what else I'm gonna do? Like, okay, let me scroll over here on Twitter and see what they doing. And did I say, baby, if I'm tuning you out and I don't really hear what you're saying, I know for a fact Edmund is. Okay. She may be justified in her feelings though, but maybe it's just how she communicates, because this girl got tuned out. So he apologizes to her for walking away and not staying and, listening to her or whatever. He tells her that she always tells him what he's doing wrong, and he wants her to say something nice. So that made me think that the way that he said it, I kind of felt bad for him a little bit, because I was like, damn, you kind of sound like a kid that was picked on a lot when you were younger and constantly told what you don't do right all the time. I feel like his mama, in my personal, because she was battling whatever vices and demons she got going on, I feel like she did that too, and about magically somehow forgot how she raised them kids and want to believe that she was so instrumental in a good way. Right? She probably often made him feel like any and everything that he does is wrong, which is probably why when her ass came to visit, he didn't say anything. He was real quiet, because he already knew if I do any little thing then her, in front of KB, she may start getting on my damn head top. All right? And she might either prove KB right on some stuff, or it's just not going to be a good look. So I'm just going to sit back and be quiet and just act like I ain't even here, but I'm here. So, I mean, I don't know. It was just like it was just an interesting response that he gave her, because I saw a little boy when I saw that. And he was like, just, it's one of my favorite movies. I believe it's called The Other Sister. And it's these two special individuals that kind of find love with each other. And I can't. The actors in this film was so phenomenal. Carla, I just loved it. It was such a beautiful movie, and that's what I thought about when I saw Edmund just a little bit. Like, he just seemed like a helpless little boy, just a little bit, right? I don't know. Like, I want you to say something nice, because he's probably always hearing the negative. Like, just say something nice. And he told her that in the beginning. Like, I just need you to say stuff, like, say something nice to me. Like, I'm always hearing the negative. I'm always, faced with this, that, and the other. Just say something nice. Like, I don't know. It was just really interesting. So, all in all, they ended up sorting things out. They resolved whatever stuff. She tells him after getting married, she wants him to shoot the club up because she's ready for kids. And I said, do you hear your fucking self, KB? Like, you sound dumb as hell. And when you say that you're a social worker, your social worker skills are not working. In my personal, I don't know what's going on. If this man just sat up here and made you feel like you was in it by yourself, granted, yes, you have to tell people, you got to teach people how to treat you by letting them know things, right? And maybe he'll go on and he'll fix that. But I feel like Edmond has shown you enough things over these few weeks for you to not want to go and have children with him and him to shoot the club up. In addition to that, you got all these goals and things that you want to get accomplished. I want to open up this and I want to do that and I want to do that. So I need you to pick something. Like, I'm not saying that you can't do all of those things and be a mom, but you can't even master this, getting this relationship down pat. And then now y'all are possibly going to go into a marriage. Then you want him to shoot the club up and you have some babies. And then you try to, I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, right? I don't feel like either one of these individuals are ready for kids, especially with each other, if he's not willing to help her lighten the load. BIT, if this man won't even run to the store to get what you needed him to get, right? And honestly, even with the statement of, you got to teach people how to treat you, I just feel like that's something that should not be taught. That's something that he should know to do. Like, yeah, nah, babe, I got you. I'm finna go over here and take care of it now. Like, that's just how that should have went. And the fact that he wouldn't even do that, do you think he gonna get up and want to run to the store and go get your ass some milk and stuff for them babies? Get you stuff that you may need? Oh, Lord help us. So let's get to Madison and Joe. So she wants to be snuggled up under him, and and they at dinner because they about to meet her family. He tells her something like, "We're at dinner." I said, "This man do not like you, girl." Cause what the hell they got? Like, why would you not be snuggled up under here? Like, is that something your parents are not gonna want to see or something? Cause some parents don't want to see folks like kissing and stuff in front of them, which is weird. But it's like, we all grown. Like, is y'all cool? But I'm so confused. I feel like part of me want to believe that they weren't snuggled up under each other because that's not what Joe wanted. Because again, Joe does not find himself attracted to Madison. So I think that goes for when they're in public too, but it's just my personal. So he tells them about him being engaged before, and this was such a red flag to me because he was engaged before. I think they were in a relationship for quite a few years or whatever. They sent out invites. I think, did they send out the invites? I think either way it go, he was in an engagement and got all the way down to the last minute and pretty much let her ass down because he didn't feel comfortable going down the aisle because he was too damn afraid. I said, oh, well, it looked like you finna pull this same stunt on Madison because you may be afraid of that long-term commitment when it comes to marriage. But in addition, it's because he's not attracted to Madison. But you gonna sit your ass up there and tell this girl's mama that you're gonna be by her side through her eye condition. Okay, let's get to Allie and Anton. So Allie meets his mom, and of course, with Allie's situation, she says she's from Brazil, I believe. So traditionally in Brazil, you get married before you even move out of your parents' house. And I'm just like, I'm glad we have progressed. I'm glad we have progressed in the world because for me, I just feel like that's just too damn soon. So basically, y'all are marry a high schooler, a child, and I'm sure that was very common back in the day. They'll marry off a child just so the parents can be done having to financially take care of them. So they are no longer a financial burden to that family, and it's now on that husband. Girl, y'all need more time, especially you. So they both want kids, but they don't want to push the kids off on somebody else. They want to be there for the kids. And she admits that she's not very responsible. How soon would y'all try to have kids within this marriage? Because it don't need to be, if y'all got married, it don't need to be within the first 3 to 5 years, in my personal. You need to get out of school. He don't need to be putting no babies in you to try and trap you and keep you by his side or something like that. Right? Mm-mm. Y'all don't need no kids. You need to get out of school. And then you already don't want to clean up after your fucking self. He already about can't afford to have cleaners all the time. And then you would want to have children. You don't want to pawn the kids off on nobody like a daycare for them to, so y'all can go and do what y'all need to do at work. And you can even have your own free time, mom. Right? But yeah, that's just mm-mm. Yeah, nah, I just y'all don't need no damn kids in my personal, okay? Y'all don't need no kids because you don't even want to clean up after your damn self. I know you're not going to sit up here and clean up after them damn kids. But you would probably hire somebody else to do it, right? You don't want nobody to take care of the kids for you, but you would damn sure hire somebody to come in and clean their shit up because you don't want to do it. Okay. Anyway, so they both want kids. We got into that. So she's in school and pretty much he drinks too much, right? I just don't think y'all need to have kids right now. All right. Good luck to the people. Nick and Annie. Nick tells Annie that brunch was needed for them that morning. Baby, the way Nick played this entire scene was crazy. I feel like you went out to brunch with this girl, had this girl thinking it was hope. Like, won't they do that to you? Like, make you think everything is all good. You probably having a blissful day, all happy and giddy or whatever the case is, child. And he just preparing you to go ahead and lay that blow on you. And not the type of blow that you thinking. Okay. So he says that he's glad that they're able to talk now, even though they aren't in a good place. And she says, yeah, I just I had too many drinks or whatever. Girl, you stay drunk. If that's the case, you definitely have that drunken hair too. And I really think it's more than drinking, to be honest. But okay, Nick tells her that her actions reminded him of when they was in Cabo, right? And he didn't like the fact that she was continuing to put words in his mouth, which is everything she did back in Cabo. So his hope, right, or at least he hoped that he showed her just how much he really loved her. And she says, well, she knows that he loves her, but it's just about how he makes her feel sometimes, right? And she says that she tries to be patient with him because she also needs him to be patient with her. And he says that he's been really happy with her, but that was his breaking point. Baby, let me tell y'all one thing Nick does that I like. Nick be hitting her with them whammies, right? Like when she was like, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. He said, it can't happen again. I said, I know that's right. It can't, except for it can't happen again. Right? I gave you one warning. And if women, a lot of people had standards like that. Like, I'm just like, you only get one with me. Baby. I feel like Nick gave her that one. He said, it can't happen again. All right? Period. Don't play me. Then turned around and hit her with that other whammy, talking about I've been really happy with you. But that was my breaking point. Yeah, you thought I was playing with your ass, but you gotta go. So he says getting down to the altar is not a happy idea for him. So she's like, why? No, he still want to marry you. And he says the wedding is not something that I'm trying to do. It's just not. And she says, she doesn't need him. Like, I don't need you to tell me no right now. And I don't need you to tell me yes either. It's like, well, what the hell do you want? And this is the reason we're here now with your flip-floppy ass. Okay, so he says, nah. He says, I can't do it no more. I said, I know that's right. And she's like, why? He says, marriage is, a cornerstone of life, and I'm not trying to mess that up. And she's like, okay, but so is business, so is other commitments that you may make in life, like, all of that stuff is cornerstones, and you can really figure it out. You really can work through it. Like, come on, Bian, come on, don't embarrass me here. So she begging and pleading, and he's still saying no. And says that he pretty much is choosing like what's right for me. Okay, he hit her with that. I'm not carrying you. I know that's right. So she wants him to be in. She says she's like, I love you. I want you here. I want you to be in this, right? And then she's like, please. And it's like, girl, you think he playing with you? You think he's playing with you? Ain't nobody playing with you, girl. So he asked her, this the third whammy he done hit her with, baby. This the third whammy he hit her with. That man said, so how long you... This the third one. I love you. He said, so how long you plan on dragging this out? How long you plan on dragging this out for? Or did he say how long you want us to drag this out for? Baby, I said, the way Nick be hitting you with that fire, I love it. I love them little lines, okay? And then he gonna fire up again and say, you can't make 1 + 1 = 3. Ooh. So she said, so she says, watch me. Girl, listen. She definitely is a person that can make 1 + 1 = 3, baby. You know how? Cause we one-on-one having a conversation. That bitch just say some shit that you ain't even say out your mouth, okay? And that is where the 3 comes in. And you be looking at her like, bitch, I didn't even say that, okay? And she gonna do it again in this moment, right? So she definitely, any, any can definitely make 1 + 1 = 3 for sure, okay? So she starts saying, no, no, and he's still standing on business, all right? And she talking about, my love for you is real. All I hear is just hilarious. What she says, because my news is real. Like, that's all I heard. My love for you is real. And I'm like, girl, chill, bro, chill. Like, it's too much. So he is pretty much sick of her ass. And again, I am too. I said, girl, leave. Get out right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late. And I can't wait for you to be gone. Okay? Get your ass out immediately. So she starts getting on her phone and texting or whatever. He's like, I'm not going to talk to you through your phone or whatever. Like, I mean, you know what? I'm still processing what you said. You just came in and flipped my life upside down, you know? And she getting all snappy with him. And he's like, I don't give a damn, girl. It ain't changing the outcome. I don't give a fuck what you do at this point. So he gets up, right? And then Nick tells her the reason he's not willing to marry her is because I'm unhappy. I love how he said, the reason I'm not gonna get married to you, girl, I'm unhappy. Like, I'm like, yeah, say it plain, say it clear, because obviously nothing else was getting through to her. So then she says, well, let's go pack then. Let's start packing then. Now, keep in mind, this was her idea, right? Then tells him, you'll regret this when they're in there packing up. He said, girl, you cannot force me. And she cut him off, yelling at him, saying, I'm not forcing you to do anything, Nick. You are forcing him to do something. Don't say you're not forcing him to do anything when you're forcing him to try. You are definitely trying to force him to try in this relationship, not let you go and fulfill the wishes of marrying you. You're definitely doing that, okay? You're definitely asking this man to love you as much as you love him. Okay? And honestly, you really shouldn't be too damn mad, because if you already questioning that the man don't love you as much as you love him, then shit, it should be like, no surprise. I figured something was going on, so let's move on. Like, huh? So anywho, she cuts him off, yelling at him, saying, I'm not forcing you to do anything, Nick. You're the one asking me to leave now. And I'm like, did she not just say, let's start packing? Yeah, she is Brendan, baby, I am so glad that you saved yourself. Listen, what you didn't save yourself, she actually helped you out, okay? But I'm so glad that this was not the road, because she really would have, like, and Nick, we already know he may have been suspicious, whatever the case is. But if she got Nick like this, I can imagine what she would have done with Brendan on this show. Because Brendan would have had the same outcome of, I can't do this. Now, what will be a shocker is if we got to the reunion, kind of find out her and Brendan were talking the whole time. I ain't gonna lie, when she was texting somebody, I was wondering if the person she was texting was Brendan. But then I was like, well, maybe she's talking to her mama or something. But aside from that, I'm glad they weren't together. So we get to this tux and this dress fitting, right? And I didn't write down a whole lot. It was just 2 things. One, Megan is a bit overwhelmed by the changes, when it comes to Luca. She done met Luca. She stayed at the house with Luca. His alarm goes off ever so often. So you have to get up out your bed and do what you need to do, care for him and stuff, right? So it's a lot going on. And she said it's a lot for her to get used to. Right? So you got that situation, and I'm not saying that Megan shouldn't go down the aisle with Jordan because of the child with diabetes, but I just think she really needs to take the time out to really think and evaluate, is this something that she wants for her life? Is she able to do it? Because I think that with Megan, she thinks because she has money is going to solve all things. Right? And we probably could hire somebody that's going to take care of Luca every day, all day. And then we could do. But I think that Jordan heavily loves and enjoys being a part of every single journey of his child's life. And it's definitely going to be a strong learning curve, in my opinion, for Megan. Right? Because this baby that's like, what is he, 5 or something like that, with diabetes versus your dad having it, I feel like 2 different things. I feel like it may be the same type of diabetes, but I feel like the experience in your dad versus this child is just so damn different, because not only do you have to tend to his medical needs, but of course there's other things that he needs as he's still in development as a child alone. And I just don't know if Megan is fully equipped and ready for that life. And I also hate because it's giving a trauma bond just a little bit. I don't know. I'm saying trauma bond for lack of a better word, but it's just y'all bonding over diabetes is what is kind of like, it's just something about it don't really sound right. I don't know. But I don't, as if she's using that to be the strongest connection between she and him is diabetes. And then we learn later, and we'll get into that in another video, that it ain't even a whole lot of substance there. But let's keep going. So Joe tried, let's get to Joe. He done tried on his tux, y'all. And as soon as he tried his tux on, his homeboy asked him if he ready, and he gonna tell his homeboy to shut the fuck up. I said, I hope y'all ain't even friends today. But you know, dudes ain't sensitive like us girls. Well, they are, but dudes can make up with their friends much faster than some of us ladies can make up with our friends. Because ain't no way I'm standing up there for my homegirl. I showed up for you to support you, bitch, and you think that you finna tell me shit the fuck on when I didn't ask you something. Girl, fuck you. Okay? I understand that you under pressure, but I asked you a simple question that did not warrant you to cuss at me and snap back at me. So, yeah. Anywho, so I felt like Joe was being a complete jerk. You know, he goes sit down in the confessional. Joe, I don't know. I thought Joe was finna get the swing in that bitch. He probably was. In the middle of the confessional, he said, "Can we do this tomorrow? Because I gotta go." Joe gets up. Joe pulls the fuck off. All right. Joe pulls the hell off, and all I thought about was that ex-fiance that he left hanging the last time. So we'll have to see. I'll come back to you guys in another video where we'll get into episode 11 and break all of that down. All right. Be sure to like up the video if you have yet to do so. Of course, I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like ages. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel the pool.